Tough part about this NCAA tournament, only one team ends up truly happy cutting down the nets in April. Well, for the Badgers, this tournament lasted one game, 19 turnovers. James Madison outscoring Wisconsin 27-10 in points off turnovers, and that stat is as big as anything that happened on Friday night as the Dukes took down the Badgers 72-61. We'll hear from some of the players. We'll have our weekly chat with head coach Greg Gard and our final installment of the season of the Badgers Sports Report.
Whether the ball's falling or not, you got to be able to win the game and find a way to do it, and we just couldn't do it tonight.
Playing with momentum's a really big deal in this tournament, and at this time in March, you kind of saw how it played against us early in the first half, but obviously cutting it down to 3 or 4 would have helped us out big time, got the crowd back into it.
At the end of the day, this isn't the game, or how far we made it's not gonna matter, or no one's gonna really remember it. It's gonna be about the start we have, being able to get through some adversity in February, and then we were playing fantastic basketball here the last few weeks. I mean, tonight just really wasn't our night, but I'm just really proud of everyone in this locker room for never splitting off or letting something fracture us.
This is going to sting for quite some time because we felt we could obviously play better, but we'll absorb it and we'll continue to move on.
This is Wisconsin basketball. And Wall with a steal. Tyler with the pivot. Down the lane. Slam dunk. 3-on-1. Flips the store. Down the lane. And he hammers it with the right hand. With 2. Hepburn down. Off the glass. Off the glass. Slips it in the crowd. Low on the left. Slam dunk. Another 3-point hit for Connor Essegian.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Want to play?
Play High Chai Fortune Frenzy at Hy-Vee. Right now, buy a High Chai entree and win a prize in every fortune cookie. Prizes include free High Chai apps, free High Chai entrees, and you can enter to win big cash prizes like $220, $2,200, $22,000. Grand prize?
$220,000 in cash. Eat High Chai. Win free stuff. It's that easy.
Only at Hy-Vee.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
For the final show of this season, we've talked obviously a lot of basketball. Oddly enough, it's a basketball-related show, but there's something much bigger than that that'll be going on May 3rd here at the Kohl Center. Friday night, May 3rd, the annual gala, Guarding Against Cancer, as we bring in the Badgers head coach and what you and Michelle have done through the years. COVID interrupted a lot of things, including the gala. But it's going to be another fun event and raising more money, and you got Bill Raftery.
Yes, we do. We have Raft coming in for Friday night here at the Kohl Center, and it's we never would have envisioned 8 years ago that it would have morphed into this. I think we had a pretty good plan in place in who we wanted to help, where we wanted to help, specifically right here in the state of Wisconsin. But the people and places that have jumped on board with this, whether it's been through volunteer work or philanthropically, have put their resources and money behind it. It's been an awesome, very humbling experience and journey to watch unfold over the last 7.5 years.
Yeah, and $7.5 million coming into this year. I mean, I know it's one of those things you don't keep score, but it does show the generosity of people in this state.
Yeah, and I think the thing that people have really grabbed onto and embraced is that the money does stay right here in Wisconsin, whether it helps it with research and things going on at the Carbone Center right here on campus, or as we've been able to go to grassroots and satellite spots across the state and help with patient care initiatives. They can see that their money is actually the return on their money, that it's coming right back to the state and to the people, and a lot of the people that have jumped behind this have been cancer patients themselves, have been treated at Carbone, or have known somebody that's being treated or was treated at Carbone. And so when they know that their commitment and their resources is helping somebody, their neighbor next door, their relative, their husband, their wife, whatever it may be, that's, I think, gives a real true personal meaning to it.
I know last year when Matt LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, was down here, he said, you know what, I wish I could do more of this, because the schedules are crazy and each coach can do whatever he or she, what time allows. But it's obviously very personal for you, but to be able to use the platform for this, I know you'll say Michelle does the work.
Right, she does.
But to be able to use your platform for
yeah, I think, it was something that we knew back, 8 years ago when I became the head coach, that we were going to have a platform and a voice to be able to help others. And the needs far exceed my time, and I could do so much more if I had more time, but you do as much as you can and try to help, and that's where you have a team around you. Obviously, you mentioned Michelle, but Heather Garrison as well, our director of GAC, and all those at the foundation here at the UW, the Carbone Center, Dr. Bailey. There's such a wide variety. We have a 35-member volunteer steering committee that just gives of their time and their efforts and their talents. There's so many people that have their fingerprints on this because they've all had similar experiences to what our family has gone through. And I don't think you can probably talk to anybody in your neighborhood or in your family that hasn't had to deal or is dealing with some form of cancer, because it affects all of us. And you just want to do all you can do in your power to help those around you.
All right, guardingagainstcancer.org. Guardingagainstcancer.org is the website. Get all your information, and if you want to be a part of the gala on May 3rd, certainly that is your path to get there. So we hope to see you at the Kohl Center in early May. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
Well, the month of March and the madness of it, not just in the college game, but the high school game, just all kinds of fun stuff if you're a basketball fan. And with that, we welcome Luke Hurdle to the show. Speaking of the high school game, does it, just ask you before we started rolling here, Does it seem like 2 years ago when Luke Hurdle was putting up a triple-double and helping Lake Country Lutheran to a state title?
No, it seems like yesterday. Time flies, love it here, so, just time's flying by.
What is that like when you were a prolific scorer, obviously, in high school, but, on the biggest stage, in a championship setting, a triple-double? Did you get a feeling early, as good as your season was anyway, did you get a feeling early in that game? I was like, yeah, this is going to be pretty electric for me and more importantly, my team here today.
Yeah, we were playing a good team, and they had, a good game plan against me, so I didn't, put up crazy points numbers, but with that, they had to send a little bit extra help, and, I was able to just get those more assists by just finding my teammates, trusting them, and they were able to knock down the shots.
And last year, you redshirted. This year, you've been in some games right now, including the guts of the game, late in a recent game against Illinois. Just tell us, how things have gone for you. You do great work with the scout team, getting guys ready. Has this been what you had hoped here? So for me, your career is really just starting here, but so far so good. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, that redshirt year was just kind of a big learning year for me. As almost every freshman, it's really tough to come in and play here at the Big Ten. But obviously there's freshmen that do it. But, that was just a big learning year for me, and I didn't see myself getting the minutes that, I maybe would have liked, so I figured, why not save it for, an extra year when I'm older, more mature, know the system, and hopefully get more minutes in that extra year towards the end.
You have such, and Badger fans will see this over the course of time. They've seen glimpses of it this year. You seem like you have such a great vision, quarterback and football, all that, where on the scout team, you can drive guys crazy, right?
Yeah.
The guys who are trying to check your team. Has that always been a part? Take us through your development as a player and just what really appears to be a high basketball IQ.
Yeah, I've just been around the game for my whole life. My dad was a big basketball guy. I have 2 older brothers, big basketball family, so just being able to be around my older brothers, kind of having to pass around longer guys, big taller guys, in the driveway, stuff like that, kind of gave me a little bit of an advantage. And, I've just been able to take that and, with playing the game and, the coaches that I've had, they've taught me the game, and I've been able to kind of, digest everything that all these great coaches and mentors have taught me.
That explains a lot, because watching practices, it's informative, entertaining, I would say, just from my point of view too, because you're not afraid to go in there if it's Stevie, Tyler, whoever, where it looks like it could physically be a mismatch because they've got a little bit more height, or in the case of Stevie, quite a bit. That doesn't stop you though. Like you're not afraid to throw your body in there.
Yeah, God's given me a big strong body, so just trying to use that and go into there, create some space. Obviously, Steve gets the best of me sometimes. I get the best of Steve every once in a while, but I'm just lucky to be able to go against a guy like Steve and against like Tyler, guys that are just great in the Big Ten, guys who are teaching me, and I'm able to learn from those guys just as much as those coaches.
And it's so competitive. When things are going well, you and the other guys on the scout team, you like to let them know about it. The competitive juices really start flowing in the possession portion of practices, right?
I'm a competitor, so it doesn't matter if I'm on scout team in practice or if I'm in the game. If I score, if I'm getting a couple buckets, I might let you hear about it.
If somebody walked into a practice, they probably wouldn't know what happened the previous game. You guys stay pretty much the same if it's a tough loss or an exhilarating win. How do you guys do that? Just stay focused and enjoy being out there, making each other better every day.
Yeah, we're such a close-knit group offside of the court that it really makes it easy for us to come out here and want to play for each other, play hard for your brother. When he gets knocked down, you pick him up, and then we're going on to the next play. So even that's what, it gets the tension's a little bit higher in scout team. We're kind of divided on the practice floor, and then, as soon as we get off the court, we're all good. It's like nothing even happened.
Final question, do you miss football? Those quarterback numbers you have are pretty good.
Oh, of course. I think about it every time, every day I think about, making that other decision, but I'm happy that, God led me down this path with the amazing people that are here and all the people that I've met. God's plan, so he wanted me to be a Badger.
You're keeping the tradition going. Yourself, Isaac Lindsay, to name two. Of course, Davison, Brad Davison was quarterbacks who played, who are guards here in Wisconsin. You guys you all take a lot of pride in that, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. It was a huge part of my life. I was always just a football and basketball player. So, it was kind of weird just kind of transitioning into just a basketball player, It kind of took away that little part of my life where I was able to kind of forget about basketball and just, have a different thing on the front of my mind. And of course I miss it,
Of course.
Do you miss any high school sports?
Oh,
you
sure,
played?
absolutely. I wasn't very good, though, as opposed to yours. My numbers don't match with yours all that well.
Yeah, nah, it's all good.
No, it's all good. That's a Luke Hurdle, a basketball player right now. And if they need it, he could still wing it. He could still sling it out of the football field. He's ready.
Shoulder still works.
He's ready. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Want to play?
Play High Chai Fortune Frenzy at Hy-Vee. Right now, buy a High Chai entree and win a prize in every fortune cookie. Prizes include free High Chai apps, free High Chai entrees, and you can enter to win big cash prizes like $220, $2,200, $22,000. Grand prize?
$220,000 in cash. Eat High Chai. Win free stuff. It's that easy.
Only at Hy-Vee.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Well, one player you're not seeing play in games this year, but you will down the road. It has the preferred walk-on status, Jack Janicki out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Just glad I got the name pronounced right, Janicki, because my name gets screwed up all the time, and yours does too. You just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, it's all good.
Take us through what this season is like. Obviously, working every day in practice, and you're taking everything in. Is it what you thought it would be?
I don't think you can really prepare yourself for this because obviously everyone here is used to being on a high school team where they're the guy, and a lot of people look to you for a lot of production, but I've had to sort of adopt a new role that's of like adding energy and effort every day because I have to treat practices more like games, and I have to treat off days like days where I have to get better because I'm not playing in the game, so I have to focus on other things. But that's been more of a maturing process for me that I think in October, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, this is really difficult, but I've embraced it and I've gotten a lot better this year, and I'm excited for this team to keep doing things and helping them, and then excited for the future as well.
It's interesting. I was talking with Carter Gilmore recently, just describing this team, and it's part of the makeup and part of the beauty of the Wisconsin basketball program. There are some guys who are stars coming in. There are others that, whatever the number of stars, 3-star, whatever. He said, we got a bunch of guys with kind of an underdog mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
And I get the impression that you view it that way yourself.
Yeah, I completely agree with Carter on that. I think you could look at even some of the guys on our team that are having a very good season statistically and production-wise this season have at one point been overlooked. But I definitely agree we have a lot of guys on this team that are very good players that might not be recognized for what they are, but they also realize that they can reach a common goal with a bunch of dudes that share a common identity.
And for fans who will be getting acquainted with your game, you've been a 1 and a 2, right, in your basketball life. And that's something here. What you see yourself as more of a 2, probably.
I think my biggest sort of development, or where I need to develop, is size and shooting. And the way I'm thinking about those things has probably been to play the 2. Just becoming a lot bigger and stronger to guard some of the 2s that we play against, like guarding a guy like AJ, which is another reason why practice is great. But I would say I could be a 2.
You mentioned you want to continue to to get bigger and stronger. You look bigger and stronger than the guy I saw here in the summer. You feeling that way? That work starting to pay dividends?
I feel like just the weight room has been one thing, but also just like getting on the court and feeling some of these much bigger bodies, more aggressive players is like, oh wow, I kind of need to play stronger and get stronger. So it's been strength like I've been physically stronger in the last couple months. I've gained 10 pounds, but it's also like mentally, like I gotta like fight with these guys and be mentally stronger as well.
Take us through a game in your eyes. You and Ross Candelito made the decision to redshirt this year. So, there's the atmosphere, the big games, Big Ten basketball. When you're watching, what do you look for? What are you watching for?
I'm watching when something happens in a game, I'm thinking about what I would do in that situation, especially on the defensive end. When we're playing defense, there's a lot of great actions and some movements that are just so fast compared to basketball that I'm used to playing. But I think about how I can guard that if I were out there. And then obviously there's a lot of tactical stuff on defense I'm thinking about just because I've been programmed to think about that stuff since coming here. But there's also just basketball that you want to go play, sort of that competitive juices that you are sort of held back sitting on the bench without a uniform on. But I think that's all just going to make me and Ross better players, and we are so giving ourselves to the team this year, and it's been a great experience. But yeah, I'm thinking about what I would do in a lot of situations and how fun it would be to just be out there.
So you're having fun. So when
when
the time comes, you and Ross will be the happiest guys in America when we get to next year and you're actually in there again.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, we'll be happy if we keep winning and we have great seasons. We'll have a great time, and yeah, we're excited to keep getting better and excited to see what this team can do.
All right, Jack Janicki, freshman out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
As always, want to thank the Badgers head coach as well as all the players we had a chance to visit with and the assistant coaches as well. I always enjoy telling their stories. Would have liked for the season to continue even longer, but not to be. But we'll regroup and do it all again next fall as we get you ready for Badger football, Badger basketball, and all the sports at the University of Wisconsin. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.